Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening.
Tems big.
Shout out to Tems.
Shout out to Tems.
Doing big things.
Yo.
Big Tems doing big things.
I'm really happy for this big win.
You have to be like, but did anybody see it coming like 2018 when she dropped Mr. Was 2018? 2018 when she dropped Mr. Rebel and Luku Luku. But till date, I still think Luku Luku is her best record. Luku Luku is.
I love that track.
Bro, Luku Luku is a beautiful record. If they could bring that record back, you know, these days people have been bringing record backs, like records back. Like you are seeing what's the record that Melvito Gentility is blowing up again. They were to shoot a video, bring Luku Luku back, shoot a video for it, bro. That record is going to blow up. It's an incredible record.
Alright, so we did a facts-only episode about Tems before, and we analyzed our growth from the ground up.
Yeah, we did.
Do you think our career has been an improvement or has seen an improvement since then?
It's a bit of a dicey situation. At the time we did that facts only episode, Tems had just released that sophomore EP, If Foreign Was a Place. And the thing about that EP, as we said on that episode, for example, I didn't review the EP. I mean, I didn't grade the EP when I reviewed it. I only reviewed it from the perspective of it's just 4 tracks, and it was something that felt like an incident of what had happened. Like, this was a girl that shouldn't have been in that situation, but she was in that situation. So it felt like the team and the label felt compelled to release something to test the waters for what might work, test the waters for what could work as regards branding, and sound, and some of these other things, right? So since then, you would not really say the EP was groundbreaking, even though a lot of people are still discovering it and they are still loving it. But the promo for the EP wasn't the best. Crazy Things was a bubbling on that record. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't exactly a hit record. It was in certain niche circles, especially amongst our fan base, Gen Z, cool kids, internet babies. So it felt like we wouldn't exactly call Crazy Things a hit record. But was the EP even meant to be a groundbreaking success? Because if someone is signed to a major and the promo for a supposed person that could become a flagship artist in terms of Afrobeat at some point, if the promo for that EP wasn't as strong, they then begs the question: was the EP meant to be groundbreaking, or was it meant to be a sample to test the market? So it felt like, if you know marketing, it didn't feel like the EP was an MVP. It felt like the EP was a sample to test the market. So BGM brings me back to the question you asked. Has she improved since then? No. But this number 1 hit just shows that maybe she doesn't even need to achieve some of those things that could maybe lead to improvement. Maybe she's just on her own wave where everything happens at her pace. Like, this is someone who has achieved entirely unprecedented success in 3 years. This girl shouldn't be here. Like, people like her are not on this level, right? 3 Billboard hits in the last 8 months. That is crazy. That's crazy. We can't even say that about any other artist. Maybe Skylar Grey. And even Skylar Grey was Hollywood at some point. Right? So, bro, maybe she's not meant to achieve some of those things. Maybe her own way is her way. Because can we judge her by not having hits? No, we can't. Can we judge her by not having solo Billboard hits? No, we can't. We can't judge her by not having hits because her music that she released, they were not really pop records. The promo wasn't great. It didn't feel like label was trying to push something. So maybe she wasn't meant to have it. Does she need to have a Billboard hit of her own? She's not even that big yet for her to have it. So right now, she's at pace to do what she's meant to do. She's on track. That's just the long and short of it. She's on track.
Do you think this EP, our last EP, do you think it helped her in any way?
No. okay, maybe that's a yes and a no question. In terms of, did he improve her profile? No, he didn't. Essence did way more for her. The record with Drake did way more for her. This Wait For You, which is off the back of an incredible record of her debut EP, has done way more for her. But in terms of, have those records brought people back to her music? Yes. But as the attention that has come to the music then catapulted her to a level beyond what the features have given her? No. So which brings us back to the question of the EP. Has the EP done a lot for her? No. Nah. Yeah. That was the question, right?
Yeah.
Has the EP done a lot for her? No. The EP hasn't done a lot for her. Because it didn't. What's the most important thing to an artist like Tems? Acquiring new fan bases, formulating an incredible brand, finding an incredible sound, right? And then creating a brand that is worthy enough for brand deals and that people can come out to see on tour. Can we say that she went on tour last year? She performed at some very interesting theaters. But can we really say it was because of the EP that she released last year that people are coming to that? No, we can't say that. Essence blew up, right? And then she released the EP, which was a necessity off the back of Essence, right? And now she went on tour. Crazy Things, which was the lead single of that EP, was still not as big as that in any way remotely. It didn't even get up to that level, right? But the question then remains, could she have sold out some of those locations without the success of Essence? Maybe not. Do you get? Maybe not.
Makes sense.
Maybe not. It's unlikely that she would have been. So the Essence gave her a jolt, then the EP sort of gave her the necessity of music to be released at the time. Now, major thing that the EP probably did was show her, her team and the label what might not work, possibly. Does that make sense? It's not like show them what worked, show them what might not work. Because sonically, Crazy Things was, the EP was produced by Guilty Beats significantly, right? So it was some mesh of alternative types of Afro-pop music. She was toying with language and delivery. And then she also went into, while she retained her R&B, soul, and alternative essence, right? At the time, it didn't appear that thing broke through like that. I mean, you gathered a lot of buzz talking about on Thursday, all of that, but where's the staying power? It didn't have a lot of staying power. But again, like I've been saying, we can't judge her on that because it felt like the EP was a sample to test the market or to test the waters. So, which then takes me to the next level of my conversation, which is going to be the biggest questions as regards Tems right now is not the fact that can she sing, can she make music? No. She has already made, she was definitely the major deciding factor on Essence. Because if you take her out of Essence and the opening part, the opening madness that she, the opening madness that she did on Essence out of that record, then you have a different record entirely. She was a star there. Easy. Now, did she benefit did Wizkid's superstardom and the size of Wizkid's superstardom elevate the record? Yes, because of the budget that the label could put behind it and Wizkid's earning power. But in terms of musically, did she elevate the experience for the listeners who came to find the record? Yes, she did. So it's not a problem of can Tems sing, can Tems make records, and a record of hers has been sampled on the #1 hit. So it's not exactly about earning potential. Now it's about what is the brand and what is the sound for her own music, and how she's going to appeal to a fan base and actually gather a market share. Like right now, it feels like, oh, she's this special girl, but what audience is she appealing to? Right? She blew off a pop record that's an R&B record. She blew up an R&B record that's mirrored Afro-pop, right? And then she released an EP that sort of meshed it, that sort of tried to merge that into a 4-track project. And then the brand entirely, the personality, like sometimes she's talking, you're not exactly feeling the personality on screen. right? Sometimes she's performing, you're not exactly feeling the personality. So there's something off about the brand. So are you going to make her a lively brand, or are you going to make her someone that is just chill? Those are the biggest questions right now. It's not even about the EP or anything. What is the brand, and what is the sound going to be like? Like, which audience are you going to appeal to? Are you going to make her significantly remain an R&B artist? Like, is that what you're going to make her remain? Are you going to try to play with Afro-pop a little bit so you can at least give her some Nigerian mainstream attention? Or do you want to even take her out of Africa completely and introduce her to a Western audience? Because now there are a lot of people that can anticipate her because she has that voice. That voice is very powerful and it's very distinct. So what are you going to do with some of those? So it's not even about the EP anymore. It's about what are you going to make this girl into? Now it's obvious that they know that, right? It's obvious that the label knows that, our team knows that, everybody knows that. That's why they started the show on Apple Music One, right? Because they know that there are some things that need to be fixed as regards a personality and a brand, as regards showing people her other side, right? Because when it comes to maybe that could also offer an indication into they're trying to push her into the pop space as well, because you can't push a pop star that has a mild personality, like or a very enigmatic personality. Like, you can't tell what she's like in person. So the podcast that they started is probably geared towards that, right? Giving people a different experience of who she is. So those are the two biggest things right now. It's not about the voice.
So do you think having a number one hit helps her, or do you think it's going to add more pressure?
I think her team is probably more experienced in the art of pressure right now. Her and her team and everybody, I think they're way more experienced in the art of pressure. Because that's, like I said, it's a number one. But it's a number one is special in terms of like history making. Yeah. But she also had a top 10 single, right? So if in terms of like the shock that comes with sudden success, or featuring on the Drake record that finally made the record, that made Universal create an entire billboard, right? What pressure is more than that?
A whole billboard in Lagos.
Bro, a whole billboard in Lagos. Hello Lagos, Tems is on CLB. Bro, right? What can be more than that? Crazy. So right now, it's probably going to be like, yeah, that's what we do. You know, yeah, that's what we do. They're probably going to move on from that, right? So it doesn't add more pressure. It doesn't add more pressure in terms of, they already know that there's an expectation for it's been built. Like, there's already an expectation. So number one hits, maybe the impact of a number one hit in America is, the record itself is an R&B record that sounds kind of alternative. That's a future record. And if you see a future concert, you're going to see that it's like a Travis Scott concert. It's populated by a lot of white people, because trap music is consumed by white people as well, white kids, right? So the success of this record means a new audience might be discovering Tems. It means a new white audience might be discovering Tems, right? So there is more demand. There is more demand in terms of people that are going to become fans of her when they go back to discover, like, who is this girl? You remember when Drake sampled and when J. Cole sampled Amber Kaufman, like on Boards, if I'm not wrong, and people went back to discover the record, Amber Kaufman's record, right? That's the same thing that this is probably going to do. People are going to go discover Tems' record. So it's not exactly pressure that is adding. It's a demand that has already been set by two already existent Billboard hits. Like Justin Bieber, it doesn't get bigger than Justin Bieber. Future is not as big as Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's audience is way bigger. If Future is going to introduce that to a new trap audience, yeah, that's an urban audience, bro. So it's not the pressure, it's something that they already know, it's recognized, that they are working towards. That's why they launched the podcast on Apple Music One. That's why they are working on an album. That's why you are seeing the photo shoots. That's why you are seeing gorgeous Tems. Like, she's already been fine, but yes, the photo shoots are different now. Before it was a lot of black outfits, not a lot of skin. Now you're seeing skin.
Brown
You know what I
skin.
mean? You're seeing brown. You are seeing Afro beats in her skin, right? You are seeing the braids drop, like edges laid, looking like a London body, like all that, right? You are seeing all those things. Yes. So it shows that the rollout for her as a solo artist has commenced, like before her eyes. So this is not going to add any pressure at all. It's not something that they didn't know before. It's just going to show that, oh guys, we need to put in more work. So maybe she can have it on her own. That's success.
Interesting. Alright. Feels like her talent is doing all the rollout for her.
Bro, I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
So nothing like this has happened.
I've never seen anything before like this. I've never seen anything like this before in my entire life. The closest thing to this was probably Drake. Or even Drake had a mixtape run. You know what I mean? Like, this is a girl that released 3 singles before majors were interested in her. She had released just 3 singles. 3. Neta. 3. Mr. Rebel. No, 2. Mr. Rebel and Luku Luku. And then Try Me was big. He had promo. He had YouTube ads. Bro, so it means the girl released 2 singles before everybody was interested. Because the voice was too mad. People didn't even know what she looked like. She was on this spin, she was on that thing. I remember 2019 when the only thing that everybody was talking about, everybody that knew music was talking about was Tems. I remember vividly, I can never forget. Now this is a girl that, like I said on that episode, this is someone that on a good day should still be in development. Like, when you look at it critically, this is someone that should still be in development, that maybe they are now working towards, a first album. Okay, let's try to integrate her. But guy, 2 singles, Try Me, poof, some mainstream attention. Next thing, Lockdown, 2 singles. These days, everybody was singing These Days up and down. Then, what's the other single? Everybody was singing it up and down. Then EP drops. Before you know it, she's featured by Wizkid. Like, before you know it, Essence is a global phenomenon. Before you know it, Drake is featuring her. Before you know it, Justin Bieber is dropping an Essence remix. Before you know, she's had the #1 single. Bro, how? You can't even say that this is because someone is plugging something. This is because of talent. This is because of talent, plain and simple. It is because of talent, and because some people are saying, oh, you can't say, bro, you can't. Yes, hard work is there, right? You have the place of hard work is she's a producer as well, songwriter, producer. She makes some of her music and produces some of her music. So the place of hard work is there. But a lot of people work hard as well. Thank God she's Christian, so she believes in the concept of grace. She probably knows this is grace. But we can't quantify grace because this is factual in the But you can't pin this down to any label influence. Is it label that went to go and plug feature to sample wait for you? No. This is the role of pure talent. The talent is there, and the voice. Have you listened to that? I'll wait for you. Have you listened to the song?
I listened to it.
Bro.
That's it. She did the madness.
Bro.
But do you think an album is coming from Tems this year?
Yes, I think an album is coming. But she said it last year that an album is coming, and she said she has a song with Wizkid on her album. And the rumor is that she has Drake on her album as well. But with the success that she's finding, we can expect a lot more of those superstar artists on her album. Maybe you'll have Future on there as well. Maybe you'll have Travis Scott. You never know. But the thing, and RC, she signed to RC, so maybe we might see her and all these other artists on the album. You never know. But I don't think they want to mix her with her. That's my opinion anyway. I don't think they want to toe that line yet. I'll be surprised if they did. The album is coming, but they need to figure out the sound thing, because as much as talented as she is, as special as she is, as much attention as she's getting, it feels like the attention is coming because there's, let's say these are the records, this phone is the other record. It's inspiring people from different parts of the world that are listening. So right now it feels like she has a lot of listeners. She has fans, but maybe the fans are not as much as the listeners. So the moment you can increase the level of the fan base while you're increasing the listeners, then the more success you will have. Because right now, if you release an album, you don't want an album that everybody's going to talk about on social media one day, and then you need a whole lot of promo before the record start blowing up. What you need is a record that fan bases can carry. And then when you start seeing numbers on the back end, you then push for it. So right now, you need to figure out the brand. If you can see that she's not going to be the quote-unquote lively person, then let her remain herself. But if she has that side, then maybe bring it out. But it also depends on the genre, on the style you're trying to push. If you're trying to push her as a pop artist, then you might need her to have some lively edge. If you're trying to push her as an alternative R&B, maybe she doesn't need to. Like, her has been wearing glasses for the past few years. Nobody, like, she changed that. Like Gabby Wilson, she got signed. Soji was saying she was signed at 13, but that means she had a lot of time to develop. Tems has not had that time to develop. So now they're having to work and think on their feet. So if they're going to release that album, they need to figure out two things: the brand and the sound, and that's factual.